Welcome in, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining me today because we are going to unpack a truly fascinating historical parable. In today's explainer, we're looking at a brilliant, short piece of text that is just packed with an incredibly profound lesson. It's all about humility, purpose, and, well, how we position ourselves in the world. So get ready, because the material we're about to walk through is really designed to challenge how you view your own potential. Let's get right into it. Take them down and let them do some good. Let those words just kind of hang in the air for a second. It's an abrupt, almost mysterious command, right? I mean, who is saying this? What exactly are they taking down, and what does it actually mean to do some good in this specific context? Well, this single sentence is the absolute pivot point of our explainer today.
Okay, let's dive into this with Section 1, the Cathedral Visit, a historical encounter.
To really understand that mysterious command, our story takes us back in time to an encounter involving Oliver Cromwell. He's paying a visit to a massive, incredibly grand cathedral in England. Now, this isn't just your casual afternoon walk. It's a real observation of the space, of grand tradition, and of physical beauty. And what exactly does he see? 12 silver statues of the apostles, placed all the way up near the ceiling. I want you to really visualize the sheer height and grandeur of this scene. Imagine 12 heavy statues, crafted from gleaming, solid silver, elevated so incredibly high up that they're practically resting right on the ceiling of this massive cathedral. They're imposing, they are undoubtedly valuable, and they are completely out of reach.
So Cromwell looks way up at this gleaming silver and asks a very simple, direct question. He says, "Who are those men up there?" A bystander replies, with equal simplicity, "They are the apostles of Jesus." Now, it's a very straightforward exchange on the surface, but it perfectly sets the stage for a dramatic shift in perspective. You see, Cromwell isn't just asking for their identities here, he's evaluating their current function.
Which brings us to Section 2, melted for good use, from ornaments to action. Hearing exactly who those statues were, Cromwell didn't just marvel at their beauty and walk away. Actually, his response was entirely pragmatic and incredibly deliberate. He ordered them to be taken down, and this brilliantly illustrates the core duality of our story today. We have the statues in their original state, right? 12 silver figures sitting untouched near the ceiling, unmoving, just looking grand. But their new reality? They were melted down for helpful purposes. The silver wasn't destroyed, it was transformed. It went from being a beautiful, static ornament to a dynamic resource used to actively help people.
Let's unpack this in Section 3, beauty versus action, deconstructing the metaphor.
So why does this matter? Well, like any classical parable, this story is a powerful metaphor for our own lives, and we really need to unpack the profound weight of what this transformation represents. Think about the characteristics of those original statues. They looked beautiful, they were high above everyone, but they were not helping anyone. I want to let that last point truly sink in for a moment. They were beautiful, yes. They were elevated, absolutely. But while they were standing there on that high pedestal, they were completely useless to the actual needs of the people on the ground. Their elevation was the exact thing preventing their utility.
Section 4, leaving the comfort zone, the modern application.
Let's move to and see how this builds into our own lives. How does this apply to us today? Well, we might not be made of silver, but we certainly have our own pedestals, don't we? A sort of comfort zone of pride and self-importance. We like looking good, feeling elevated, and staying safely out of the messy work down on the ground. The text outlines a very clear spiritual progression here. Step 1 is that comfort zone, where we're basically stuck on the ceiling. Step 2 is being brought down. Just like those statues, God sometimes has to humble us and literally remove us from our self-importance. And finally, step 3 is being truly used for work. Because it's only after being brought down that we reach a place where we can actually be put into action.
When we are humble and willing to serve others, God can use us much more effectively. True effectiveness, you guys, isn't found in looking impressive from a distance. It requires leaving that high, beautiful pedestal to get down on the ground and actually serve. It requires a genuine willingness to stop being a static ornament and start being an active, helpful presence in the world.
And that takes us to our final section, Section 5, the humble heart, the core moral.
So the crucial point is this ultimate conclusion from our source text. God cannot use a proud heart. It's just like those statues, stuck up near the ceiling, completely out of reach. But he can greatly use a humble heart. The exact lesson drawn from our source material today is that true utility and true purpose are intrinsically tied to humility.
The ultimate moral takeaway perfectly references James chapter 4, verse 10. Sometimes he must take us down before he can lift us up for his purpose. The connection here is just crystal clear. Just as those silver statues had to be taken down so they could actually do some good, our own spiritual journey often requires us to be taken down from our pride so we can finally fulfill our actual purpose.
I am going to leave you with this final thought. Are you standing high up, looking beautiful, or are you willing to be taken down to do some good?